So anyway, alright, hopefully let me check that Twitch is up and working. Alright. So anyway. Oops, wrong thing. So many darn subthreads. So anyway, does anybody currently in the lounge right now, well, aside from Toby, because he's our special guest, anybody else would like to learn some of the basics of Blender or whatever?
I would, but I probably don't have the patience for it.
Okay.
I just need to know how to fix boilers and make them high poly.
That's pretty easy to do in Blender.
Well,
I just
like,
got a new car, by the way, so.
Okay. I'm going to save everyone some time, and I'm actually going to just save my default Blender user interface screen. So that way all you gotta do... Basically, the way that I set up the screen, it's kind of like... one moment. Anyway, the way that I set up the screen, it's kind of to like reflect 3D Studio Max that I used to model in. So, yeah, all you gotta do is, if you have Blender, open that up. So
I just realized I was echoing, sorry.
yeah, no worries. Save every time, and I'm actually going to just save my okay, I know somebody in the back is listening to my stream, I believe, correct? Because I kind of hear myself echoing. Okay. Well, I recommend, since I'm already speaking in here and the stream is up, just put...
The stream.
Yeah, just mute the stream.
Yo, well, one.
Anyway.
Hello.
I really... Hello.
Hello.
I do like how this is going to be made a little bit extra hard, because unfortunately Toby's mom is actually literally Hitler. So, yeah.
Wait, what's up with Toby's mum?
Basically Toby can't talk because his mom is Hitler and Toby's actually Jewish or something like that. So, yeah.
Poor old Toby.
Yeah. See, Toby is Anne Frank, so if he speaks, his mom will find him and he will be persecuted. Alright.
His mum seems rather nice, to be honest.
Yeah. To be fair, I only ever talked to her once, and like I did keep him up past his bedtime, so yeah. I guess I deserved it.
Naughty Bob.
Alright, I'm gonna guess, does anybody here... I mean, I'm gonna teach you Blender via SketchUp models, or at least how to get them out of SketchUp and into Blender.
I have Roblox models. I know how to get them into Blender. I just need to make the boilers kind of high poly.
Alright.
I could send a model over if you wanted.
Honestly, I don't know. Like...
I can make them an OBJ so they can.
Okay.
This would be so irritating because I could send you. If I was at home, I could send you Samson so they can also teach how to do Valve gear.
Yeah. I guess if Roblox has a .obj exporter, you could just send that over, and we can do that while, you know, we wait on Toby and the rest.
I'll convert them just now. Hang on, where's LC number 2? Because I saved them both in the same thing. Oh god, where did I save it? Mark 2. Because I could just select the bricks made up of that the model's made up of, and then just export selected.
Okay, cool. Let me quickly message Toby.
I'll move the tender away from the logo so it's easier to do as well. Okay, move.
Anyway.
20 years later.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, like, you know what, since, I'm not sure how Toby would feel about sharing his models, but I do kind of want to get a little bit started, so I'm going to go onto the SketchUp warehouse and find something, like, you know, something decent. I don't even know why I typed in Thomas the Tank Engine. Most of the models there are terrible. Okay.
Oh, I've realized my mistake. It's exports selection as a model, not as an OBJ. Whoops.
I'm just kind of digging around for something fairly simple to like export or whatever. You know what? This actually doesn't seem so bad. You know, for the sake of this tutorial, how about what's it called?
Oh my god, the top one.
If you do have SketchUp, just download the model and follow with me. But if you don't, just sit back, like get some popcorn, get really bored really fast by my voice, you know, and we'll get over this like tutorial together as a family or something. I don't know. Anyway, how are you doing? How are you doing regarding the what's it called? Your
I'm awful.
the sorry, you kind of glitched. What was that?
I said I'm awful, but I was kidding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, the object export. Have you got it ready? I don't think I've talked to you directly, so I don't know your name. I think it's Mac, or is it somebody different?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
it is Macker. Okay. Just double checking.
I just keep changing my name to things because I don't like my real name.
Ah. Don't worry, we all feel that way.
Mm.
If if I could change my name to something,
I
it would
like
totally
the name on that.
it would totally be Death Edge the Blood Sword, which is actually my Sonic OC.
Oh my god. Can we not?
Why not?
Oh my god.
Alright. We're just currently waiting on the man himself. Have you set up the stream yet, Toby, to capture like your desktop window? See or no? Like, just gotta wait for him to type it out, like in lounge or PM me or something. I don't know.
Okay, exports as OBJ. Mark
Okay.
Oh. CNDR LC Mark 2. Make a new folder for it.
Just for the sake of it, I'm just gonna export this model out and then I'll go in detail with Toby. So let's say you have SketchUp and you have your own SketchUp model, which is totally this one. Basically, you want to go to the extension warehouse.
What the heck is that?
It's on Google SketchUp. They basically have a warehouse full of plugins as well as models. So if you type in Object Exporter, the first thing that's going to come up is the Lipid Object Exporter. It's the very first one. All you gotta do is click on it and download it, and it'll take its sweet time. All you gotta do is sign in with either your Google account or whatever. You'll get the plugin that way. I'm not going to do that because, you know, don't want people to hack me. So anyway, once you have it, you Control A to select the whole model, and you go to File, and instead of going to Export, you go down and there will be the Lipid Object Exporter. You hit that. It'll ask where you want to save it, so for the sake of things, I'm going to save it to the desktop as, I don't know, flatbed.obj. You want to click yes on ignore backface, close it out, take its time, and the object is exported. Now, just for this, so for the sake of speeding it up, I'm dropping the model and the material file into the in-lounge chat. So, does anybody have my default Blender open? Well, that file, my default.blend file.
Oh, this one isn't even finished. I don't even have anything to do with Blender yet.
Swell. Alright, let's see how the birthday boy's doing. How you doing, Toby? Still working on the setting the stream up thing?
Not exe, Toby, it's not working.
Nope, it crashed. So that means you don't have the thing set up. So basically, before the stream, it's gonna ask you like stream type, you know, service. You're gonna be like either Twitch or YouTube, whatever. You select the server closest to you. You stick in your stream key. You know, set up all that. Well, I guess I'm teaching you guys while Toby still sets this stuff up.
Oh wait, was I meant to be listening? I thought you were streaming.
No, I am streaming. I'm just I'm hoping Toby has like either, you know, my stream in the background or something.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I felt really awful then.
Yeah, like put my stream on mute, Toby, or some. That's the best way. Just put it on mute, because he says it's currently echoing. So, yeah. Let's quickly see what's going on in the modeling chat. Andrew with his cool 482. Stuff you've done, Macker. Okay. Alright, so Toby, I can't believe I have okay, so basically before the stream you go to settings, you go to stream, it's gonna ask, you know, what service you're gonna stream from. In my case I picked Twitch, in your case you're gonna click like YouTube live streaming. You click the server that's closest to your location, you know, and then it's going to ask you for your stream key. Now YouTube will give you that key. Make sure, you know, not to give it out to anyone. So then I'm just flipping about. Like for the audio it's going to ask, you know, whatever. You set that up. And over here it's going to ask sources, and it's It's gonna list various types. All you gotta click is like display capture, Toby, and it'll start recording your desktop. So after that, it'll be fine. Anybody else have Blender open or nah?
I've got it open. I'm just sorting these Roblox things.
Okay, alright.
Oh, hang on. Where'd I put the? Where'd the cab windows go? Annoying.
Alright. Now, I'm pretty sure I do admire the fact that you made the models in Roblox, okay? Because they are good models. The problem is, you know, it's from a game engine, so probably, I don't know, there may be some glitching during export on your end, Macker, so.
They have come through fine before.
Yeah.
It's just like the low poly stuff.
Okay, good,
Cab
Toby.
windows.
Okay, good. Could you link me your stream, Toby, so I can see what you're doing? Or link it in like live stream so if people don't like watching my screen, they can see your screen, Toby. Okay, thank you.
Should I just send the file straight to you, or?
If you don't want other people to have the file, just like PM it to me. Yeah, that's probably the best way. That's not the link to your live stream, Toby. I believe that's just your root directory on your computer. Yeah.
Ops.
Oh well. But
There we
yeah,
go.
PM me your dot object.
Okay. Oh, I'll just open them on my end first, just to make sure they're all right.
All right.
I think. Oh, hang on, where do I find them? Documents. Rebuild OBJs. What?
Well, I chose this flat.
Oh, I chose open, not import. OBJ. Oh, do you need the MTLs as well?
Usually, yeah. Because the MTL is basically like the text file that says how the materials are linked together on your file. So.
How do I do to select something again? I accidentally selected the.
I mean.
Accidentally selected the running board and I've forgotten how to move. How do I? Right clicking only makes the running board move. How's the camera move? Wait. Oh. I literally have no idea what I'm doing.
Oh, that's a cool. Sorry, I'm just quickly looking. Somebody modded the what's it called? The little wind-ups to make a pretty accurate Z-scale Rex.
Oh yeah, they're doing. What is it? Christian Brown's doing it with all of them.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Oh, a lot of the key. That's weird. A lot of things have just gone to primary colors. Uh-oh. Oh. I'm gonna have to redo this one because
okay.
one of the pipes is gone.
Guess I'll have to do that for next stream, Scott. I didn't know that. So that would actually work out a lot better.
Oh no, the pipe's not gone. I just forgot to extend it. Whoops.
No, Toby. If anything, that's kind of like. There we go. I think that's the link. Let me try opening it really quick. That's weird. It wouldn't open the hyperlink for a second. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Cool. Alright, so I have Toby's stream on my left, and
Okay, pipe
Yeah.
works. I'm just gonna shut my Skype off.
alright. So luckily I set I set at least Toby's blender up yesterday, so yeah. I guess for you, Macker, we'll just wait well, while you figure out the stuff with like your .obj and the Roblox glitching, I'm gonna help teach Toby over here, okay?
Okay. It wasn't a glitch. I just forgot to extend one of the pipes, and I somehow never noticed it.
Alright. So, Toby, right, you have your, let me quickly flip back through. Oops, wrong link. There we go, that should work.
Okay, I'm just opening Blender.
Alright, now to wait for Toby's massive SketchUp file to download.
Still don't know how he does such good things in SketchUp.
Yeah, it's the same thing with like you and Roblox and stuff.
I mean, mine still aren't that good though. They're sort of podged together.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
kind of. Any of you guys ever watch Zero Punctuation by what's his name? Zero Punctuation by somebody. I forget his name. I don't know. But basically, it's this video game reviewer, and
Mm-hmm.
okay.
How do I rotate my camera in Blender? I've forgotten. Is it Shift? Oh no.
Basically in Blender, it's not Shift. In my case, it's the middle mouse button. But if you're on a Mac,
Okay.
that's gonna be a little bit more tricky. So
I managed to find it. Oh, how do I?
here,
how do I get rid of click?
could you open up your Blender screen so I can quickly show you about the UI stuff? So, do you have my default .blend file open, Mac?
And blend file. What?
The default .blend file that I linked in the in-lounge chat earlier.
Oh, lounge chat. Oh, default.blend.
Yeah.
I can't have two things open at once, can I?
Regarding like Blender files or
Yeah.
yeah, you can only have one scene open at a time, but the thing is, if you want to have multiple Blender files open, you could just open another instance of the program. I don't recommend it though, because well, number one, I like working on one project at a time, and two, it's two versions of a fully open Blender. So if you're on like a toaster, pretty much, you know, if Blender will take up quite a few computer resources, since you know it's a 3D modeling program, and two instances of it will probably hurt it a little bit more.
I'm on a gaming PC, so I think I should.
Alright, you're good. But
Oh, how do I get rid of the block in the middle? Sorry, I forgot. Like, actually, no. How do I deselect?
before we get to that, let me quickly show you something. So, do you have my stream open?
Save as LC blend. Okay. Save the blend file. Yeah, I'm just opening that now. Oops.
Okay.
Well, I'm just opening Blender again because I had to shut it down.
All right.
Default.blend open.
Should probably have my Twitch stream just to see.
Oh my god, it's in full screen.
Ah.
I don't think that's meant to happen, is it?
Yeah. Sorry, I just quickly switched over to the stream to see what the people were talking about, and I'm just saying, Aaron, over at Twitch, to give you an idea, I once, like, the Peter Sam model I constructed a couple years ago, I made that model on, like, an HP Dell Inspiron mini book, okay?
Oh god.
It was bad, alright? I had to, like, close out pretty much almost all non-essential programs, so, like, I couldn't have Skype and Blender running at the same time, because it would, like, run at, like, maybe 13 frames per second or something. It was bad, you know? So, yeah. But anyway. So, right, so where were we? Crap. Right, okay, the default.blend file, do you have it open, Macker? And hopefully...
I've got it open and it's like 4 windows.
Okay. So, if you look on my stream, basically at the top is going to be, the basic info bar. If you move your mouse down to like where 2 windows meet, like the 3D model windows and the top, you can drag it down a bit, okay? And when you drag it down, we're doing this so if you scroll over to the little blue circle with the eye in the middle, we're going to click on it. It'll open up a drop-down menu, and we're going to go to User Preferences.
User Preferences?
So then, we're going to move over to Input, and this is where we're going to set up the controls of Blender. So, yeah, if you're on, like, say, a Mac, where you only have, like, a 1 mouse button, what you can do is that you can basically right click and then you turn on emulate 3 mouse button, okay? And most Blender people, they actually do the right click selecting like Brendan, but personally I don't do it. I just do select with left click since, you know, I have a 3 mouse button. One thing for sure though is there's going to be a little box that says emulate numpad. And you make sure to turn that on, okay? Because pretty much Blender is almost entirely keyboard controls, so there's going to be a lot of controls, but we'll basically go with them as they come up.
Oh, and continuous grab, should I leave that on? Because I've never worked with that.
Leave it on.
Yeah.
Alright. Toby's going for a bit.
Invert mouse, nope. Wait, invert mouse, is that when you roll your wheel forward and it zooms in?
Yeah, if you have your middle mouse button hovering over one of the modeling windows, it'll zoom in and out, and you hold it down, you can drag around the model. You can, well, basically rotate your view around it. Here's the thing, if you hold shift and you click the middle mouse button again, you can basically pan the camera that way. So, hopefully that'll help.
Okay. Oh, just looking to. How do I deselect something? I've forgotten because I'm just going to go back into that other.
How do you
Wait.
delete the cube? It's quite
Yeah.
simple. You just left click it, you hit delete, and you just press enter or just click delete when it asks okay to delete it. Pretty simple.
Oh, I'm just. Hang on. I'm just going to convert these to blend files rather than OBJs. Hang on. It won't let me save my user settings.
Oh, right. Okay. So, that was actually one thing I wanted to say. So once you've switched your like user settings, you drag the window back up. You switch back to the blue circle with the eye, the info key, and you press Control U while hovering your mouse over Blender. And basically, this will save the startup user interface and controls. You click OK, and you'll be good.
Okay. So then I won't have to deal with the cube anymore.
Yeah. The reason why I leave the cube in the middle is because basically for every file you need like some kind of starter shape, so that's why I leave it there, but you can add it back in later. We'll get to that in a bit.
Okay. Wait, can they hear me on the stream or no?
I'm pretty sure they can hear you. Like, I have it set up so like you guys hear what's coming out of my well, you guys can hear both me speak as well as the audio that I receive from my headphones, so you can hear me as well.
All right. Okay. I'm just gonna go back and open the.
Give me a sec. Sorry. Give me a second to re-download your SketchUp model, Toby. For some reason, it crashed like when it was at 99% completion. So that's always fun. All right, cool. It's working.
How do I deselect something?
Deselect. You hit A. A is to
Right.
if you hit A once, you select everything in the scene, but if you hit A again, it deselects. So the thing is, if you left click something, like if you left click and select a specific object and hit A second time, it'll deselect the object you've just clicked. So.
Okay, I already know how to grab stuff.
Okay, cool.
Move to tender because I put it next to it and it doesn't.
Yeah.
Weird in the side views.
Really quick, Toby, I'm looking at this model. This is too much for you right now. So, yeah. You're gonna be downgraded, sadly. We're gonna start out with that little simple, the little simple flatbed that I put in the chat. Because, sorry to say, Toby, you know, I do really, really love how detailed it is, but the problem is we're trying to teach you the basics, and the model that detailed is probably going to kill you. So, yeah. Oh, well. So, anyway, Toby, as you saw, well, as I explained earlier, but just a double thing, if you have your model in SketchUp, go to the Windows tab and then the extension warehouse, you know, type in OBJ exporter.
Import OBJ.
we'll get the lipid object exporter. You click that. Then you go to File, and instead of Export, you go down to the lipid object exporter. You export that, and yeah, it'll be good. Oh yeah, sorry. When you click Export, when you press Control A to select everything, File, Lipid Object Exporter. You know, you select where you want to save it, and then you turn on Ignore Backface, because that will remove the double-sided faces that are normally caused by Blender models. So you click the little X, it'll export the model, and there you go. So Toby, now that you're in Blender, okay, you already got this. You go to File, Import, OBJ, and we're going to import this flatbed. We wait while it imports. One moment. It's acting up a little bit on my end, so cool. Ah, it's a really freaking huge file. Neat. Okay. I was wondering, is this really small or is it huge? And it looks like the scaling is wrong on the model. So, Toby, if you zoom back, if you using the middle mouse wheel, if you scroll backwards, you're going to see that the model is actually huge and orientated wrong. So we're gonna fix that, okay? Let's start with the scaling. So basically, you're gonna hit N on your keyboard in one of the 3D modeling windows, okay? And you're gonna scroll down over all these numbers, and you're gonna see a little drop down that says 3D cursor. Now the 3D cursor is basically a movable origin point where models will spawn from and rotate around depending on, the settings we set. So I'm going to move that 3D cursor to 0, 0, 0, okay? Alright, what are you doing, Toby? Are you re-importing the file, or what? Let me quickly see. Alright, no, there is something there, Toby. You just gotta zoom back with your wheel, unless...
If I just send Blender files, do I have to still send EMTL?
No, if you just send the Blender file, well, it's already in Blender, so you don't have to send the .mtl.
Yeah, I'll just
Never mind. Okay, good. So anyway, Toby,
Yeah, Toby.
so God damn it. Boo, get out of here. Ban, insta-ban. Don't...
Wait, no.
that freak... Why'd you do that, man? That's bad. Anyway. So Toby, hit N on your keyboard while you're hovering over that window looking at the flatbed. So, when you hit N, or you click, there's going to be a little plus. All you got to do is click that plus, or hit N, whatever you prefer. So, there you go. Okay, so, basically you're going to scroll down all these numbers. They're going to tell you different stats, like, the location of an object you selected, its scaling, the dimensions it currently rests at. And you're going to scroll down the 3D cursor. That's, like I said, the movable origin point in Blender. And you can rotate all around that and all that. So let me quickly spy this. Hold on. Okay, cool. Alright, Toby, so in this case, you click on the numbers and you set them all to 0, 0, 0, okay? This is basically the most origin of all these models, okay? Anyway. Cool, okay, you've moved it to 0, 0, 0. Alright, so what you're going to do is pretty much SketchUp has, what you could do is you could do Shift A, and this is going to spawn an object for you. In this case, we'll choose a lattice, okay? So you'll have the lattice selected, and you hit Control I, and that inverts the selection to pretty much select everything else, okay? So what you then do is you hold Shift, you reselect the lattice, and then you hit Control P, and this will basically parent the flatbed to this lattice. And it says set parent to whatever. You click set parent to object, Toby. So now this lattice is going to control the size of the flatbed.
I'm just sending the files over. It's just taking a moment because Scottish internet.
Alright. Alright, do you have the... what's it called? Do you have the object parented, Toby, yet? Or... no? Let me see. Okay, cool. So what you're gonna do is, while you have this selected, you're gonna hit scale. You're gonna hit scale and control. Cause let me show you over here. If you select with your middle mouse button, where the object mode and all the other buttons are, you can basically drag the tab left and right. And over on the right, there's going to be a snap element. So there's different kinds. There's snap to vertex, edge, face, volume. And you don't really need to worry about any of those. The only ones we're ever going to really use when making models are snap to vertex and snap to increment. So basically, you're going to hit S and Control. And this will basically slowly reduce the scale of the lattice you have at hand. So, in this case, it will go in increments of 1 pretty much. So, well, not 1. It's going to go in increments of 1/10. So, you're going to start out with your scale as 1, and as you hold S and Control, it's going to scroll down to scale 0.9, 0.8, until it gets to 0.1. You're going to hold off at 0.1 because if you hit the last one, which is 0.0, yeah, your model will pretty much cease to exist. Or if you keep holding past that, oh, cool. You got honey ready. Quickly open this up. Here we go. We'll get to the higher poly boilers in this. Ooh. Ooh. This might explain some stuff. Like, I'm clicking about your model. Aha. This explains a little bit. Macker. Cause, like in
Oh wait.
Sorry.
Oh, you're actually.
I'm just quickly looking at the model. I'm actually, this kind of explains, like, when you first 3D printed your model, you were complaining about how certain parts would jump about, like the dome jumped off the boiler.
Oh no, that was because when the printer was printing it, for some reason it shifted.
Mm-hmm.
Like the model shifted while it was being made, rather than. But the rest of it printed fine.
Okay, all right. Well, well, either way, I'm looking. I'll have to do a separate live stream about 3D printing later because, I'm sorry to say, well, your model isn't 3D print. It's not 3D printable ready yet.
That would explain a couple of things, yeah.
Yeah. It's basically.
The other one. Sorry.
Just really quick, it's basically a whole bunch of separate objects, and like the way, for lack of better words, if this was a trains model, you would be relatively fine, okay? Because you can have separate objects like this, not welded together, but for 3D printing purposes,
I see. I'm seeing what you mean. When I put it in the MakerBot software and changed it into a MakerBot file, it actually fuses it all as one part.
Okay. Alright. Well.
And that's why the other one printed mostly fine.
Okay. Alright, well, if MakerBox does that, that's good, but at least in Blender, if you were to do it, I'd be just like, I'm not so sure about it, but yeah. Anyway, but I'm gonna close this out because today is Toby's stream. I'll do a quick thing on how to up the polygons here in a bit. Today it is the Toby's thing. Hold on.
Okay.
The last bit. Okay. So basically, Toby, if you look over here, if you scroll down where the tab object mode and the white sphere is, if you hold the middle mouse button and you drag left to right, you can see, you know, a whole bunch of options. So for one thing, over here is going to be the snap to element, and we already have increment selected over here, which is what we're going to use for our scaling. You got it? Aha. Yeah, I figured. Oh well. Well, I guess really quick, if you guys, well, oh, I guess it's just you and Toby here. Yep, everybody, I think everybody, oops, sorry about that. I was just checking. Alright, looks like we're the only ones in the call. It's probably because, like, Aaron, I just see Aaron just started his own stream. Probably because he doesn't like mine, so. Admittedly, every single Blender person has their own thing, so bleh. Anyway, so yeah, I guess if you don't like my stream, or me, go watch Aaron's, okay? Like, he's also a very good modeler, and I'm sure he has his own methods. And that's one thing that every Blender person should know. It's like don't just assume one person is good, because somebody else's method might have something you wouldn't have tried before or something. So yeah. Anyway,
I'm just here for body count.
yeah. All right, so back to this. So, how far have you gotten, Toby? And just for the sake of things, could you post in the in-lounge chat instead of PM, so I don't have to jump back and forth between PM and in-lounge and whatever, Toby? Okay, cool. Like I said, if you hold S and Control, you can scale the model down, so.
Oh yeah, I remember doing that when my Roblox things just came through way too big, like about a year ago. Mainly because I forgot to delete the base plate.
Yeah, so.
Also, search box.
Like I said, Toby, you hold S and Control, and it'll go down in increments of 0.1. And, yeah, if you go to 0, obviously your model will disappear, but here's the opposite, okay? Let me quickly undo it. If you keep holding down and you go past 0, you'll start scaling in the negative direction, okay? And sometimes you might want to actually scale in the negative direction. The thing is, though, is that when you do that, when you scale in the negative direction, the normals are going to get flipped. And the normals are basically how the 3D faces face outward or inward on a model, depending. So if you have, like, let's say, a wall facing outwards and you scale in the negative direction, that wall is going to invert on itself. So instead of the wall facing outwards, it basically will face inwards in on itself. For lack of better words, imagine a piece of paper that you can see the piece of paper, but instead, if you flip the piece of paper, instead of there being a backside, there's nothing. That's how a 3D face works, that it will be visible on one side, but if you flip it over, there's nothing. So you got to make sure that if the normals get flipped, we gotta go in and reverse them, but that'll be for another time later and stuff. So yeah. Out of curious, I'm gonna quickly look at Aaron's stream. Hold on. See, the thing here is Aaron has a lot cooler models, so, he obviously has that over me, so, Oh well. Oh man. Actually, he did remind me. Shoot, I should probably go in and fix the, what's it called? I gotta fix another model of mine, but that's for later. Anyway, the Hesperus model. So anyway, have you scaled the flatbed down not just once to like, you'll see over here in the scale key, well, you'll see over here when you press N, you'll see the various menus and stuff. So you could either scale it down in increments like I just did, or you can type in the scale manually. So I'm going to change the scale to 0.01, basically 1/100th of the original size. So, oops, let me flip over back to Toby's stream. Okay, you already have it to 0.01, so you're good. Just press N to press N to close those outer, and the little menu you opened on the left where the plus is, you can press T to summon that, Toby. So, but we're gonna need that later. So, yeah. Just so I'll check. Aha, there we go. Alright, so now you got the flatbed scaled correctly, Toby. Now what we're going to do is we're going to rotate the flatbed onto its side, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to hold R, that's going to rotate it, and you're going to hold X and then hit Control again. And what that's going to do is slowly rotate the model in 5-degree increments. And we're going to rotate it to 90 degrees so it's standing upright. Or what's it called? Or if you don't like that, you can just rotate it by typing it in here. Or, oops, in this case, negative 90 degrees, I'm sorry. And if you rotate something in the negative direction, that's fine. It won't mess with like the scaling. Because basically negative 90 degrees is just positive 270 degrees, but you know. Okay, so I see a problem, Toby. You weren't, press Control Z to undo the rotation you just did, or left click off. Because you didn't have the increment snap turned on. So Control Z, there you are. So what you're going to do is hold R, hold X. Sorry, you don't have to hold it. You just got to click R, click X, and then hold Control. And it looks like you're in free form rotate, so RX Control, Toby. And that'll rotate your model in increments. You have it on. There you go. Nope. Okay. So what you're gonna do, Toby, is it looks like you messed up your left ortho view. Just let go of them. Okay, let go of the model, Toby. Just let it go, let it lie on its side. We're going to fix your viewpoint first, okay? Just let go of trust me, let go of the model. Just click off and Control Z. Let it lie down on its side again, please.
I'll never let go, Jack. I'll never let go.
Oh man. Just Control Z, Toby, please. Don't free form rotate. Not when you have models like this. Control Z. I don't think. Did you set up the left click selecting yesterday, Toby? That we went over, earlier. Okay. Alright, cool. It's back on its side. Okay. So Toby, basically I'm gonna mess up my own viewpoint over on the side just to help you out, okay? So you've converted your left viewpoint over here to perspective. Alright? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna scroll down where my mouse is. So three tabs to the left of object mode, there's going to be the view tab, and you change the view to perspective / ortho, so it's numpad. It's 5 on your keyboard to change the view from orthographic to perspective. And you're gonna hit Control and Control and 3, and that will reset your view to a left side view, okay? So view and left. There you go. Because we still have to rotate the model a little bit, Toby. So yeah, I'm sorry, the stream. So you've now switched to a solid viewpoint. All you gotta do is hover your mouse over and press Z to switch between solid and wireframe view, Toby. I always keep I keep every view with the exception of this one in the bottom right corner. I keep every view in wireframe except for bottom right when I'm making it. You're going ahead of yourself. You're freeform rotating again. Okay? Control Z, please. Alright. So you're going to select the lattice. You're going to hit RX. Okay, so we lock the rotation to the X axis. And then you're going to hit Control. And that's going to slowly rotate it in 5-degree increments. Or conversely, if you go over here in the N column that we summon, with the N key, you can type it in manually, okay? To 90 degrees. Well, negative 90 degrees, I'm sorry. I guess you could say at this stream is a train wreck.
That was the dumbest joke and I still laughed at it.
Wait, Toby.
Oh god.
Remember, Toby, we're selecting the rotation lattice, not, and going about that, so. I just. I'm imagining that Scott is probably in Aaron's chat giving like a live play-by-play, and he's like, wow, he's getting stuck on rotation, the hardest of Blender, user interface. And oh man, let me quickly see what's going on in Aaron's stream. He already has 3 more viewers than I do. Do 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 do. Nothing has hurt me more than this. Nah. Anyway, oh, you have it up right, Toby. At last, finally. I'm guessing you had to type it in the keys, cause oh boy. Alright. So the last thing we're gonna do is to rotate this in the proper, axis. You're gonna rotate on the Z-axis now to 90 degrees, Toby.
Robert, fucking kill yourself.
Yep, there we go. See? Knew it was a matter of time. I have not talked for this long in a while. I realize, I'm gonna be right back. Let me get some water.
Water, you on about?
Instaban, just saying. After the stream.
Instaban for puns.
And I'm back. Okay, cool.
Ooh, I am front. This is why people don't like me.
No. Let's just say that I thought I escaped that, and then I got pulled back in. So. Yeah.
Remain silent for a second. Just
Mm-hmm.
lull you into a false sense of security.
So anyway, so we aren't exactly done with the full orientation yet. So now that you know how to link stuff, link objects to lattices, we're going to do the same, but from object to object, because now that we have the flatbed orientated correctly, now the problem is that its location is wrong. So obviously it's really off-center, Toby. So we're going to fix that, okay? Excuse me. So what we're going to do is select everything, hit Alt-P, and we're going to basically clear the lattice. We're going to clear the flatbed from its parent lattice. So you hit Alt-P. It's going to give you 3 types of clearing. So clear parent, clear and keep transformation and clear parent inverse. We're gonna hit clear and keep parent transformation, because what that'll do is it'll keep the scaling that we gave the flatbed via the lattice. So we're gonna select the lattice down here. Basically, it's really tiny, so it's going to be hard to click manually. So it's at 0, 0, 0 if you want to click it, or if you go to the top right where it shows the outline menu, you just scroll down. The lattice is named lattice because we didn't, name it anything special. We're just going to delete it. So, now we're going to actually center it, So, just waiting on you, Toby, to delete the lattice thingy. Looks like next time I'm going to have to go back to streaming on YouTube for Blender thingies. And just wondering, you said Macker, that you use Maker Lab at school?
MakerBot. It's not at school.
MakerBot. Oh, okay. The 3D printing program, right? I believe?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And you have... where do you have this 3D printer? Like, is it...
I don't have the 3D printer. I was going to use Shapeways.
Oh, okay. Alright.
I can actually just send a picture of the model, so I was just positioning them in the program.
Yeah, okay.
Put it in,
Alright.
Oh,
Anyway.
but just log off, please, or just log.
Thanks, Luke. I'm so glad my team is supportive of me. What would I do without them? Anyway, so all you gotta do, Toby, is now that we've deleted the main lattice, we're gonna select the body of the flatbed, okay? And we're gonna go over here. Instead of object mode, we're gonna go to edit. We're gonna click on object mode. It'll give us different modes, and we're gonna go to edit mode. Obviously, never select sculpt mode or vertex paint or weight paint. Don't ever do those. Like, we won't ever need to deal with them when making models. Okay. So right now, to quote, to paraphrase, not quote, pretty much to paraphrase Super Deluxe, this model is a mess. This model is a waste, and this model is a big fat mistake. Anyway, okay, so here's what we're gonna do, Toby. So,
Robert, we're not your fucking team.
yes. Anyway, so you're gonna hit Control E, Toby, okay? And it's gonna bring up a menu. So what you're gonna notice is that pretty much the whole model has like blue lines going across it. These are basically like sharp seam lines, okay? So you're gonna go Control E and click Clear Sharp. And that's gonna basically, clear the sharp lines from the model. Because basically, as we go later on, if we leave those in, it's going to kind of mess with the model editing later, so we should remove them now. Alright? So then, what we're going to do is that we're going to hit delete, and instead of before, like in object mode where it just asks delete, it's going to give us a bunch of options like delete vertices, delete edges, faces, etc. Alright, just gonna wait one moment.
So, wait, do I have to replace the objects that I've used on the boilers, or can I just up the poly count on them anyway? I
You
don't know how it
can
works.
up the polywant. Up
Oh,
the
okay, phew. It's like a lot of the stuff, like the cab roof and stuff, I can just file smooth. It's just the boilers.
yeah. Ah, okay. So let me go back to the beginning for you, Toby. Okay. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna select the model. Well, you're gonna select the main body in object mode. Okay, and then you're gonna click object mode and go into edit mode. Okay. So once you're in edit mode, you're gonna hit Control E, Toby, and you're gonna hit clear sharp on the drop down menu. So we get rid of all those blue sharp lines, and it basically like semi welds the model together. I'll just wait for you to do it. Control E, clear sharp. There you go. Let me just quickly see what's the options. Okay. For future streams, Toby, well, if your internet can handle it, try, like, streaming at a higher, frame rate. Anyway, while we still have, everything selected, okay, I want you to hit delete, and it's gonna give you a whole bunch of different options, okay? So what I want you to do is hit limited dissolve, Toby. And this will help clean up the model, but once you hit limited dissolve, don't just click off the model, otherwise you're gonna like ruin things. Hit T, okay? Or open up the little plus menu on the left side of your screen. So it's gonna say the angle that it's gonna do the limited dissolve at. You want to move it to literally 0.1 degrees, the lowest that the limited dissolve can go. So that way, all the faces on the models are preserved. We need to keep the edge flow of these models, and if we up it to, let's say, 5 degrees, you're going to notice on my stream, the higher the angle is, the more that these models crumple together as the model basically welds in on itself. Sure, it reduces polygons, but it gradually becomes uglier, and it pretty much ruins the edge flow and whatever. So make sure the max angle rests at 0.1. Pretty much. We've done most of the mesh reducing already. So all you gotta do is hit T again once you've done the limit dissolve and close out. The model should be relatively, clean now. Notice that a lot of the triangles have gone away and the rest, etc. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You mean like join the whole model together per se and do everything at once, correct? Well, you could do that, but I personally like to mesh reduce the model in parts. I mean, notice that there's currently 18 subgroups in this model alone, and basically we just want to take the model down little by little and, you know, to get the full result. So, I mean, you could do it all in one go, but I personally don't like to do it. I like to do it in parts to make sure every part looks good. So, anyway, now we're gonna, like I said, the point of what we're doing is let's start with some mesh reduction, actually, okay, before we center it. So notice how the model has a whole bunch of 3D text on it, but it's not actually connected to the model, correct? So, what we're going to do is you're going to hit B or C, either one. B is border select, where you select in like a little square, you know, you click and drag it. And C is basically a giant circular select where, you know, you select the sphere of influence and pick all the models in there. Let me show you something really cool. So let's say you only select part of a model because it looks weird, okay? Well, let's say you only select part of it because it's hard to select, okay? You then hit Control L, and that selects all vertices connected to an object, okay? Pretty cool, huh? So make sure you hit delete, and you just delete the faces, okay? Of all of this extra text. And you've once again changed your left view, Toby, like you've dragged it out of orientation. All you have to do is hit Control and 3 on your keyboard on your bottom left, and you can fix it that way. I'll wait while you delete the text. Just hit delete face. When you hit delete, Toby, delete the faces. Not limited dissolve. We've already done limited dissolve. This time you want to delete these faces for good. Limited dissolve just basically it unifies the faces together onto one solid plane. That's easy to select. This time you just want to delete the faces permanently. So you select the vertices, you hit Control L and just delete them. Alternatively, while you're in edit mode, there's different forms of selecting. So if you go down, you're gonna see, if you go down to where the increment key is, to its left you're gonna see a cube with a little dot, a cube with an edge, and a cube with a face. These are the three different kinds of select. These are the three different kinds of select you have. So if you hit the cube with the little dot, that's vertex select, where you can select the individual points in the model. If you hit the edge, you're now an edge select, and you can hit, you know, you can now select two or more vertices that are connected via an edge. And finally, there's face select, where if at least 3 edges come together and can form a face, you can select that whole face. So basically, use whatever which ones of these selects to select the model in to select the parts of the model in question. Just delete them. Let's quickly see. Here, let's see. Ah, okay. Well, my friends, looks like Toby's going, so it looks like this is we're gonna leave off here. So before you go, Toby, okay? Here's how you save the file. All you gotta do is either go to this drop down and hit File, Save, and you go save it wherever. Or you can hit Control S, save it, whatever. I'm gonna save this one as Toby Flat on the desktop. And here's another thing, okay? If you don't want to hit Control S, you can hit Control W. That's the second, save key, okay? And the last thing I want to say is be careful if you hit Control W, because right next to it is Control Q, which is to quit Blender. And if you aren't careful, you'll pretty much close out of the program. Anyway, looks like that's going to conclude for today, and I'll stream later, just, doing my actual models now. Anyway, toodles.